Update Blue Stick. Go away! Hey, let's be like double back here with Ace Attorney, Dual Destinies. Hi, Ponko. I have 2 notes. Numero note 1. Oh, but Phoenix. Oh, okay. I thought it wasn't gonna let me for a sec. This footprint being here, I dismissed it earlier, but I don't want to dismiss it all together just yet. It looks like it will be important, and I cannot say for why, or for how, or for what, or for whom. For what is just why. I understand that, but it sounds better if you say, and for where. Also, they keep bringing up the budget for this whole Space Center thing, and that just has the very much the feel of that's what the actual motive for murder is going to be about somehow. It'll be like somehow downsizing the team by having an accident gets them an insurance payout or whatever, and that's why people were murdered in the end of all this. But not enough for that for now, because we have, first of all, we have to try and ignore the yellow breasts that have been put on this robot because it's really, really weird, and I don't want to look at it. And secondly, we have to have Ponko show us around and show Ponko the autopsy report. I think we already spoke to her. It shows the talking symbol. We already spoke as much as can be talked about that. Well, I've got a minute. The autopsy report, my friend. It looks like this. I forget why I wanted to tell you that. I guess we think you might know something. Oh, the capsule. Okay. Ponko, do you recognize this capsule here in the top right? Checking. What the hell was Ponko's voice? Oh yeah, checking registered data. I know. It's the Hope capsule. It was carried inside the Hope probe. It contained the asteroid samples, right? Yes! It was designed to store the samples gathered by the Hope probe. It's been stored in the safe in Launchpad 1 ever since it returned to Earth. It must not be removed! It must not be removed! Don't worry, Ponko. The people in charge already know what happened. They do? I must ask them later. Wait, what happened about what? I don't know what she's talking about. So the capsule was being kept in Launchpad 1, huh? Maybe Clay was trying to carry it to safety after the explosion. Oh, I guess that's what they're saying. Like Athena was trying to calm her down because it was removed from Launchpad 1. The Space Center staff must have been really excited to finally get the capsule back. But it's a pity this incident occurred right before they got a chance to check the contents. Well, the police took it as evidence, so they'll have to wait a little longer. Hope capsule added to the court record. That's what we already knew that though, right? That it was. Oh no, what we didn't know was that it was stored at the launch pad earlier. Well, we certainly learned a lot about the Space Museum. Thank you, Ponko. You explained everything very well. I love to explain. Thank you for listening. Thank you. You two are like old friends. It's hard to believe you just met recently. It's because Ponko is so friendly. Well, what should we investigate next? Let's go find Detective Fulbright. We have things to ask him about. That we do. Like, man, how does your hair do that? Let's see. The security footage and the fingerprint data, was it? Okay, then. Let's get back to the Launchpad 1 corridor. Right, because Athena found a print, like, immediately on the fingerprint scanner. I get the sense it's not going to show us anything interesting. It'll just be something we already knew, but that's no reason not to do it. This slash in this outfit over here still strikes as very noteworthy to me. Like, they really pressed our face up against that glass and wanted us to notice that. Bye, Ponko! See you later! Come again, and don't forget to visit the gift shop. Poor Ponko. What a Dickensian life we are all forced to lead. December 19th, Cosmos Space Center Launchpad 1 corridor. They still here? What should I do? Which path is the path of justice? And there's Detective Fulbright. He still seems to be lost, even though it's a straight corridor. Let's hope he's still in a cooperative mood as well, then. If he doesn't cooperate, then I'll just have to use my powers on him. I mean, that lady in distress bit. I thought she was suggesting throwing him across the room, but... Did you know I'm a lawyer? I think we already probably showed him all this. Alright, but we do have to show him a whole bunch of stuff now. Is the talkie all the still same? No, right, because we already we found new stuff since then. Because he gave us permission to investigate and all. Bullet hole at the scene! We found a bullet hole in the wall at the crime scene. You did? Our team found that too. It was Detective Arm who fired that bullet. What? And it's only just come up now? Detective Arm? That's right. A warning shot for the defendant. Was it really such a high threat situation that she needed to do that? I'm afraid I don't know the details, what with Detective Arm gone and all. But I thought there were 2 people who discovered the crime scene together. We already know Director Cosmos will testify, so tomorrow will be about what he knows. Hey, you're pretty smart. That's exactly what we're planning to serve as the main course. I hope it goes down easy. How convenient for him if he was. I mean, man, they're really starting to make it out like Yuri Cosmos is the most suspicious dude in this entire thing. Because if it really goes down that he testifies that he was the only other one there, and he was like Solomon was crazy. She had to shoot him. Or shoot at him. I mean, he's the only one who could, she's the only one who could refute that. But then it does beg the question, if Cosmos is the killer, why is Ted Tenate wrapped up in all this? So everyone knows the kind of stuff he did. Detective, we'd like to run a comparison on some prints we found in the boarding lounge. Oh yes, I just happen to have compiled the print data of everyone related to this case. I can always make another copy for myself, so it's all yours. Consider it a gift. Oh, he's still in secret mood. This is quite a bit of data. Well, when I said everyone, I meant it. Prosecutor Blackquill said to dig deep, so that's what I did. Sure took a while, though. Well, you got Apollo in my prints. He even got prints for all the robots. I guess when Blackquill said to dig deep, Fulbright didn't bother to ask how deep. Clay's fingerprints are here, too. Well, that would be useful. Oh, right. I personally removed his glove during the investigation. We had to get his fingerprints to confirm his identity, after all. I still can't believe he took off his glove to get his fingerprints. Yeah, well, you can't blame me for thinking they're important in this case. There are a lot of doors that require fingerprint verification in the lounge. So depending on whose prints we find, it can completely change the tide for both sides. There are? I thought there was just one door. Makes sense. After all, the culprit's prints did get them past the fingerprint lock somehow. Oh, and take this picture. It might come in handy. Isn't this just a photo of the Launchpad 1 door? Yep, but Prosecutor Blackquill seemed really interested in it for some reason. Okay. Huh? What's so important about this door? Beats me, but boy, could you see the gears in his head go into hyperdrive at it. Sounds like this is going to be a major point of contention tomorrow. Hey, don't forget about the print comparison, boss. Oh, right. Detective Wright, do you think you could run the test for us right now? You just leave it to me. In justice we trust. Fingerprint recognition device scanning. That's the associated fingerprint recognition dance. Okay, here we go. Well, it looks like it was Mr. Starbuck who opened that security door. He must have opened it when they went to board the rocket. His heart must have been full of hopes and dreams for his space adventure right then. Right. Starbucks prints were found in this door lock, which is what I was thinking, was we weren't going to find anything really surprising there. What was this they're saying about, huh? Sorry, who? Starbucks prints were found in the lock. Also see the photo taken after the incident. This was taken after the incident. Okay, right. Every detail in this is important. Was this trapdoor thing open? Are these paint lines all the same? So do we know that for sure that it's the same room that we're looking at here? Do these characters on the handprint symbol match up? Was this knob in the same orientation? All of this is very, very dramatically important. I want to go cross-reference it with the room right now. Oh, well, I guess if it was taken after the incident, it'll look the same as it does now, more or less. Oh, right, no, he's right. There's another thing that requires a fingerprint there. The trapdoor seems closed. The knob seems in the same position. It's a garbage disposal. That's very important. Let's see. We got a C, a drunk 9, a tiny C with a line below it, and then an 8. Yes, I suppose this could be the same characters. Right, so nothing's different now, so I suppose what that means is that we're gonna find a picture at some point from before the incident, and there'll be obviously something different, like the trash chute will be open or whatever. Or that knob will be in the other orientation. Bear that in mind, everyone. No one forget that, please. Because I'm probably gonna. Right, and we haven't bumped into that witness anywhere, but I'll just keep asking, keep on with this, what we were asking Fulbright about. And then we'll see if we can find that witness. Ah, yes, the security camera footage. Any ideas here, my friend? I forget why we're showing this again. Detective, about the security footage that was taken by the boarding lounge 1 camera. Oh, that footage? Go ahead and ask me anything you'd like about it. Is there any way I could see a little more of the part just after this? Oh, right. Or maybe just, you know, the entire footage with nothing omitted. Recalling the aquarium. Easy as pie, I'd be glad to show you. Here we go. That actually startled me. Huh? The screen went blank. Yes! Apparently the after effects of the explosion damaged the wires. So there's no footage after this point. Doubtful and suspicious. If it was damaged in the explosion, it would have gone out way earlier than that, you'd think. Or you'd think it wouldn't be able to have been able to save to the to whatever hard drive is keeping it all appropriately. I mean, the file would have gotten buggered or... Anyway, why didn't you just say so from the beginning? Gotcha. The video ends immediately after the scene. Again, how convenient. Something definitely seems to be up with you, Detective. You're unusually cooperative. Well, I just figured if we work together, we'll get that much closer to justice, right? But it seems like something's really been bothering you. You don't have some ulterior motive, do you? What? I don't know what you're talking about. I would never do anything like that. Psyche locks. It's been a while, but those are definitely psyche locks. Hmm? Did you just mouth psyche? Is there something I should be psyched about? No, psyche lock. It's a system of locks on the secrets of a person's heart. I can see when people are trying to hide those secrets by using the power of this Magatama. Presenting evidence can break those locks. I like how we just told him straight up. I can see into your mind. I mean, I guess that's one tactic to get him to tell the truth. And reveal any secrets they're hiding. Mr. Wright, how much did they bilk you out for that piece of rock? Have you been swindled? I know some lawyers I can introduce you to. I'm more than capable of representing myself, thank you very much. It isn't some kind of fraud. It really works. A friend gave it to me a long time ago. But I guess seeing is believing. Allow me to show you. I used the Magatama on him by tapping it. Have we not already done this in this game? Did we only do it in the DLC? Maybe that's why they're introducing it to us. Take that! What? So why you're being cooperative? Sorry, why you're being cooperative? I think you're hiding something, Detective. So why don't you just tell us about it? What to do? Which path is the path of justice? Detective Fulbright is really in agony. I bet this issue is so torn up over. I bet this is the issue is so torn up over. Life, love, just. I really understand what's been bothering you, Detective. I truly do. Something happened that goes against your principles, isn't that right? No! I don't know what you're talking about. Until the explosions occurred, everything was just fine. Is that a fact? Yep! Peaceful as peaceful can be, everyone whistling a happy tune as they did their job. You never saw a more relaxed guard detail for a routine rocket launch. That's the bad. I don't think the guard detail was as relaxed as you claim as long as this exists. I do not know to what he is referring. Oh, the bullet hole? Well, he did say they were relaxed until the... why am I not allowed to look at the history button right now? Take that! There must be something wrong with my sunglasses today. You aren't presenting that to me as evidence, are you? Is he making fun of me? It's just as I said. Until the explosions occurred, everything was just fine. But, Oh yeah, police officers and riot police have been standing by. Take that! Before the explosions, what was supposed to happen here was a rocket launch. And yet security was so tight they even brought in a special task force. I'd hardly describe that as a relaxed guard detail. Good! One down, that's usually a good sign. Usually, oftentimes, Ace Attorney 4 and 5 has taken more than one piece of evidence to smash a lock. Now, hold on just a moment. This entire nation has had their eyes on this extremely important rocket launch. That's why I was called in on a special security detail. As versatile as you are, I can certainly believe that's true. But I say it's very strange that this person would be part of that guard detail from the outset. Ted Nate? Wait, is Nate not here? Oh, no, can't disarm because she's a bomb specialist. Take that! Detective Arm specialized in bomb cases. The fact that she was here on hand means that you people knew there was a possibility that bombing would occur. You caught me, Mr. Wright! I hadn't even thought about that, but that's totally true. Why the hell would they have a bomb specialist, of all people? But it falls into what I was thinking before, that perhaps they had some precognition of all this stuff going down. And that's what's been bothering him. Alright. I concede. You win, it's just as you say. A few days before the launch, they were warned about a potential bombing. But the plan to launch went ahead in spite of the threat. But why? What were they planning to do if someone got hurt or killed? Yeah, I know. The decision to move forward wasn't exactly just, was it? How was the warning delivered? My phone, and directly to Director Cosmos. But the police department instructed everyone to keep it under wraps. That's a big thing to keep quiet about. No wonder you were so upset. But it's not only that. I've been distraught about Prosecutor Blackquill as well. Prosecutor Blackquill? Well, as his handler, I'm sure you have a lot of difficulties. That's not it. It's a question of justice. I've been wondering about why he's allowed to stand in court, in spite of being a convicted criminal. Yes, I thought that was just Ace Attorney being Ace Attorney. The reason he's still prosecuting? Detective Fulbright, please tell us everything you know. Oh, yes, indeed. Are we about to just get a massive lore dump on Blackquill here? Talking to you folks about it would be definitely breaking the rules. But covering up a bomb threat as the police is also breaking the rules somewhat, isn't it? Never mind that. More rules but things to be broken, right? Things should be that should never be said to a police officer for 500, Alex. Well, to tell you the truth, having a prisoner act as a prosecutor is highly irregular. I think we guessed that much. So why is it being allowed? I've been wondering about it. So you weren't told why either, huh? No. I guess the order came from pretty high up the ladder. Yeah, would have had to have. But Prosecutor Blackquill told me once, the hunt I've been on for the Phantom of 7 years past continues even still. 7 years, this has to be related to Athena, right? How it all comes together, we don't know yet, but it has to be related to Athena. I'm like damn sure. Was it 8 years ago that Phoenix got his badge revoked? No, 7 at this point, right? No, it was 7 in Pt.44, so it's 8 at this point. But that's around the time that he got his badge revoked, and did he only? You know, he said they said that was around the time he spoke to Athena, right? Was 7 years? It was around the time he lost his badge, I thought. Wasn't he met Athena? They don't go into much detail, but I feel like they mentioned that was around the time period. So that would, I'm trying to draw a link there is what I'm trying to do here. 7 years passed. Phantom, huh? Not one of the friendly variety either, I gather. Haunted for 7 years. This Phantom of 7 years past. Any idea who or what he was talking about? Okay. Crackpot conspiracy theory continues. Blackquill got wrongly convicted of murder. That's why he's in jail. Don't know why he didn't get executed then, because I thought that was a thing they did here. Athena had some relationship with him at that time, presumably of a mentor-mentee variety, considering she saw to psychology and stuff. She tried to defend him or testify to his benefit. No one would listen to her. He got convicted. He's been depressed and in jail for 7 years. He decided to become a prosecutor and eventually hunt down the real killer for whatever case he was convicted in. How exactly he got permission to do that, like who it is that he got permission from high up, I have no idea. But this is my working theory, and it would if it were true, it would explain a lot about Athena and Blackquill and their relationship thus far. And maybe since Athena's words failed to persuade anybody when Blackquill was on trial, maybe that's why Blackquill is always trying to test her and is like, I don't believe that with your, like, by the book and, like, oh, like, not underhanded methods that you would be able to save me with the way you are now. Anywho, this Phantom of 7 years past. Any idea who or what he was talking about? Not a clue. But he seems to think that this Phantom is behind this whole incident somehow. Wait a minute. He thinks they may be connected to this case? Yep. This case has way too many similarities to what happened 7 years ago. But for starters, that case happened right here at this very Space Center too. Oh my, here we go. I was expecting they might do this, kind of like Pt.44, where the case at the very beginning of the game and this one sort of culminate into one really big thing that has a story significance to one of our main characters. Because in a way, that's just what happened with Apollo Justice, right? The first case is where Christophe gets convicted, but it's also the death of Shady Smith, who, and so, since we eventually learned, spoilers for Apollo Justice, I imagine you wouldn't be clicking on a video of the 5th one if you didn't play the 4th one. Trucy and Apollo were siblings. The fact that Trucy's father died during this case, it was also, Shady Smith, whose actual name I'm forgetting all of a sudden, Enigmar, Shady, his first name was Shady, wasn't it? Enigmar. Anyway, Enigmar, he was Apollo's father too, right? He was at least Trucy's father anyway, and the mother was the same between the two. But I'm pretty sure he was also Apollo's dad. Anyway, point being that one tied a lot of stuff together for Phoenix and Apollo and Trucy. That case that was at the beginning that somehow ended up being connected to the very one at the end, where you get Christophe on the stand again. So it would be very interesting if that a similar sort of thing happens here, and it sort of ties together Athena's whole backstory, but then also puts some closure on Apollo and Clay's sort of story. But then again, at least thus far, I feel like we haven't seen as much emotional investment here from Apollo. I don't mean as a character, but from a writing standpoint. Like, his best friend was killed here, yes. But how that connects to the 7 years ago incident, I couldn't say. Although it happened at this very Space Center. Perhaps it was one of those other 2 people we saw in that photograph who was killed or something, and that pertains somehow to Apollo's character. Anyway, I'm ready for this all to get tied together into, like, one big, astonishing reveal, is what I'm getting at. For starters, that case happened right here at this very Space Center too. And in both incidents, a threat was issued via telephone. So that's why Prosecutor Blackquill thinks this incident is the work of the Phantom. Well, that's not the entire reason. I mean, if you want to talk about 7 years ago... that's when Prosecutor Blackquill was found guilty of murder. That messy case is what started the whole dark age of the law. So you see how this Phantom and Prosecutor Blackquill's conviction might be related. Yeah, I can see why you'd think that. Oh, Athena's been oddly quiet. This incident in the Phantom, not to mention Blackwell's past. It's almost inconceivable that they would come to a head here. This might sound crazy, but Prosecutor Blackquill can't possibly believe Mr. Starbuck is this Phantom person, right? I mean, he was acting kind of strange during the last trial and all. The prosecution appears to be ready as well. Silence! Not yet. I'm not quite ready yet. No, I doubt he thinks Mr. Starbuck is his phantom. But I do get the feeling he thinks that the defendant has ties to them, which is why he's acting so impatient. He's got a personal grudge against Mr. Starbuck, and that's not real justice. I've always trusted in Prosecutor Blackwell's judgment until now. This time, I'm just so overwrought about it all. If he's lost his ability to think rationally, I'm afraid it might lead to a false conviction. I don't think you know you just said the funniest line in this entire game. I've never seen Detective Fulbright so tormented. This must be why he's been so cooperative. Don't worry, that's exactly what we defense lawyers are working to prevent. I feel bad for Prosecutor Blackwell, but I'm going to be rooting for your team this time. But don't tell him that. You have to promise me you won't. Detective Fulbright. I guess I was wrong about you. I swore to reform Prosecutor Blackwell and make him a valued member of society again. So I can't just sit by and watch him give in to his emotions and tear the defendant apart. You are the only ones who can stop him in court. You really care and want what's best for Prosecutor Blackwell, don't you, Detective? Leave the court... Oh, I thought that was him. Leave the courtroom to us. It's not like we want a guilty verdict either. I was hoping you would say that. I'm really grateful to the two of you. To show my thanks, I'll give you another bit of information. It's about the eyewitness. I saw her hanging around the Space Center entrance a little while ago. Really? Then let's go find her, Mr. Wright. Thanks, you two. I feel a lot better now that I've been able to get that off my chest. Hey, likewise. I feel better you were as well. I'm going to work extra hard to find that perfect piece of evidence for you. In Justice We Trust on 3. 1, 2, 3. In Justice We Trust. Okay, later. There he goes. Wait, were we supposed to say In Justice We Trust back there too? Let's go see that witness now. All right. The Space Center entrance it is. God, I love recording these games. I'm gonna be so sad when we're done them all. December 19th, Cosmos Space Center entrance. I feel like he didn't really... No, I guess so. So, I guess it's just that... Right, well, I guess he doesn't really know why they went ahead with it, in spite of the bomb threat. I imagine Yuri Cosmos has something to do with it. But we didn't really get to the heart of that. But that's massive, massive information. The police knew that something was going on and did this anyway, so... And we know well that Ted Tenate was part of... He was technically part of the police, right? That was like... It was like a bomb defusal squad on the police force, I think? Nevertheless, it suggests that the police are not... Someone in the police is behind all this. Or is deeply culpable here. December 19th, Cosmos Space Center entrance. The witness must be around here somewhere. It's gonna be a character we haven't met yet, probably. Oh, another robot! Hello? Hello? Oh. Don't tell me the witness is a robot. Hello? Come over here! Hello? Hello? Are you sightseeing? Are you lost? Are you... I am Clonko. Shall I guard you? What the... I don't know why, but this robot's kind of freaking me out. Hey, you're not supposed to be wandering around. Again. I've had it with you, hunk of junk. I'm outside. Am I wandering? When did that happen? Okay, welcome back, hunk of junk. You don't know how close you came. You didn't snap out of it. I was gonna put you on the curb on trash day. Nothing works better than a 42.5 degree karate chop. That's pretty specific. This is one of the people who was in that team photograph they took earlier. Excuse me, but are you the one who witnessed the murder? Oh, and I'm Phoenix Wright, the lead attorney for this case. How do you do? Big shot lawyers, huh? I'm Aura Blackquill. What? 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 That must be why Athena saw the picture and was all like, oh, this looks familiar. Hang on a minute here. Depending on how old this person is, and how old Blackquill is. Oh, he's 28, never mind. I was gonna be like, is Athena his child? Oh, this has changed. He's chasing a phantom he saw back then. It didn't say that before. It didn't say any of this before. Convicted of the murder at the Space Center, blah, 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 blah. I'm a researcher developing robots here at the Cosmos Space Center. Blackquill? Could she be... Oh, I thought she was about to like, snap its neck. And this good-for-nothing robot is named Hunka Junk. My name isn't Hunka Junk. My name is Clonko. That's mean, Miss Aura. Quit complaining. Your model number is Ponko, too. But Miss Aura, everyone calls me Clonko. Quit your squawking already. No, what are you doing? No, no. She just pulled a bunch of screws out of it. There, I bet you won't be talking back now. Girl, I will be completely. Yikes, better watch what wires I cross with this one. Hot, but ultimately irrelevant. I'm a lawyer. Did I mention that yet? Can you tell me anything about this piece of evidence? Even if I could, I wouldn't tell a filthy lawyer like you. What a pleasant response. That's all, cool. So related to Blackquill somehow, or a sibling or an old flame or something. And I imagine she's not fond of us lawyers because they're them's who got old Simon convicted. Even though even still, I'll just show everything here anyway. Her hair reminds me of, I don't know, I'm not sure what it is. I think it's Knight's that it's reminding of her whole, and the visor and everything. Interesting, if she's related to Blackquill, then I have to imagine that her witnessing something in this case is gonna, we won't be able to ignore their relationship at that point. There might be some reason where it'll be like, she's just trying to get someone convicted so that she can lay Blackwell's stress to rest or something like that. Oh, I'm sorry, this is new. I actually don't have any interest in space. The only thing I'm interested in is robotics. I love robots. Oh, Miss Ora, I didn't realize you felt that way about me. Touch. The kind of robots I want to make aren't rusty pieces of scrap like you. I want to create giant robots. I've actually been working on a project for a while now. I shudder to think what uses she might put giant robots to. Can you tell me anything about this bullet? Very well, nice to meet you, Aura. Are you related to Prosecutor Blackquill? Your last name is Blackquill. Do you have a relative in the legal profession? You are correct. Simon Blackquill, who used to be a prosecutor, is correct. Shut up. Only speak when I order you to speak. Simon is my little brother. You know him? Yes, we met him in court a few times. Right, Athena? What a dull creature. Has a switch been turned off? Athena being shy? This is new. Oh yeah, I heard he was prosecuting again, despite being a prisoner. Why doesn't he just stick to solving disputes among inmates in prison, right? Hey, what do you think, hunk of junk? Miss Ora, that hurts! I'm asking you a question. Why don't you answer me, useless hunk of junk? But Miss Ora, you told me only to speak when you order me to speak. I told you to never talk back to me. You're worth more as scrap. Robot abuse, hawk attacks. Blackquill family life must sure be interesting. Well, do you have any other questions? Wait, of course you do. You're a lawyer. It's not like I'm on Simon's side or anything. I just want to get this over with. Okay. So, you're the person who witnessed the incident. Oh, I always think she's about to snap his neck when she puts it down there to lean on it like that. That's right, I was on the 4th floor of the main building, in the robotics lab. The explosion disabled the elevators. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. But it was such a pain. Why can't they have used ladders in the other rooms? It must have been a very troubling experience. Probably best to just humor her here. Then, as I passed by the 3rd floor boarding lounge 1 window on my way down, I saw the crime as it happened. And that's about it. So you saw the crime as it happened, and that's about it. I see. Wait, what? You saw it being committed? This is no time to just nod and repeat. So you saw into the 3rd floor lounge. The very scene of the crime. That's right. There's a small window on the right-hand side of the room. I looked at that from the outside. The room was pitch black, but I saw a shady figure holding a lighter in their left hand. And a knife in their right. That must have been the culprit. Did you see who that person was? Of course not. The power was out on that floor then, and there was only that tiny window. I see. But you did witness the moment of the murder. Yes, I saw the figure there with the lighter raise their knife, and it happened at precisely 10 a.m. Did you witness anything else? Did the killer have any distinguishing features? I already told you. It was pitch black in there. Although, I did notice that the lighter the person had in their left hand had a pretty ornament on it. It looked like a planet. It was blue, like a little Earth emblem. You had good taste in knickknacks, anyway. An Earth emblem on the lighter. I better remember that. Or a statement out of the court record. Indeed, held a lighter with an Earth emblem on it in their left hand and a knife in their right. Also suggesting the killer was right-handed. Yeah, a few details in there we have. A lighter. Interesting. That suggests that they knew that the power was going to go out on this thing. On this camera and all the lights in the room, and it was all going to be dark. So the killer had to have an intricate knowledge of the workings of this space center, and what would happen if a bomb were to go off in it. Thank you for your statement. We'll definitely prove Mr. Starbuck's innocent with it. It's innocence with it. Yeah, right. I won't hold my breath. Pardon me? Oh, did I hurt your feelings? Sorry. I just detest lawyers, that's all. What don't you like about lawyers? It's just an instinctive dislike. But don't feel bad. I hate prosecutors even more. Whoa, new song. Didn't make me feel any better, actually. Why do you hate lawyers? Why do you hate lawyers so much? Not a thing from my past. The whole legal system is meaningless in the first place. I certainly don't agree. I mean, people are imperfect. They lie. They're influenced by silly emotions. You can't expect such imperfect creatures to uphold a reasonable system of law. I like robots much better. Even sad sacks like this one. Hey you! Look alive there!
Ah! Yes! Yes! I am the ultimate robot with amazing ability. I can operate in a vacuum extreme and under high pressure. We robots rule the world as the time.
Alright, that's enough out of you. Getting a little too carried away.
Ah!
Huh?
What was I doing?
Yep, I like robots much better. At least you can make them any way you want them. Unlike humans with their petty emotions and constant worries. How can you say such things? Feeling emotions, worrying about the things we care about, that's what makes us human. Well, the girl finally talks and she starts with a speech. That's what makes us human. You mean getting angry and snorting like that? Rational thought. That's what separates humans from animals. Unfortunately, your reasoning capabilities are more akin to that of a clever little monkey. But that's nothing to be ashamed of. It must be nice to have such a simple mind.
Guy punch your boss!
Get hold of yourself, Athena. Humans certainly are absurd. I said you were clever, didn't I? Poor thing. Tell me, with people like you in charge, how can I possibly trust the legal system? So, she distrusts not only lawyers and prosecutors, but the whole legal system. What in the world happened to this woman to make her so bitter? Even if somebody important to me was killed, I would never wish to see their killer brought to trial, because I'd much rather kill them myself.
You can't be serious.
That thing you're wearing around your neck.
Oh, this?
Yeah, I couldn't help but notice it had very similar facial expressions to all the robots. Around Athena's neck. Does she mean widget? Oh, I get it. Well, well, Her Royal Highness has returned at last to her castle. Her Royal... what? Is she talking about Athena? By the way, I heard the rumors. Our director is going to be the star witness in the court tomorrow, right? Director Cosmos. Yes, that's right. You poor things. You better be careful. That old man is a big liar and a huge braggart. What? He might seem like a bigwig, but the center has all kinds of problems. He has a lot of skeletons in his closet. But it's your problem, so why should I care? What the hell just came out of your gun? What, that's it? No friendly tips? No good luck, guys? Just splendid. I mean, were you expecting that? The way she's treated you so far? I'll leave you to your woes. Come on, hunk of junk. That was so weird. The robot went invisible for transparent for a minute, and you could see her hand. So evidence towards Athena somehow being related to Simon rapidly increases. This feels like it's all coming to a head right here. I was expecting we started to get a little bit of it in this case, and then maybe there'd be another case after this. I actually don't even know if this is the last case or not. It sort of has the feel of it all of a sudden. Whatever the case, it's certainly shaping up in a pretty astonishing way. And our to-do this is pretty short. It's making it seem like maybe we're gonna be getting our investigation day soon. It's sad to me that she doesn't believe in our legal system anymore. She must have had a very bad experience to make her feel that way. You've met many characters who felt that way. You alright, Athena? You seem very down.
I just can't believe she said all those things.
Wow, she's really upset. Has she been trying not to let it show all this time? Well, I guess it's not all that surprising. You hear about fabricated evidence and false indictments on the news all the time.
You mean that whole Dark Age of the Law nonsense? I'm so sick of hearing about that.
Well, all we can do is believe in what we're doing.
Yeah. You're right, boss. I agree.
Maybe it's time we went back to see Mr. Starbuck.
Good idea. We should tell him about that bullet and Miss Blackwell's statement.
Alright then. Next stop, the detention center.
Yes, let's.
What do we do, Athena? I'm so lost. Where should we go? I wonder who this phantom prosecutor Blackwell saw 7 years ago is. You don't think he's really after a ghost, do you? Maybe it was the culprit's accomplice? Athena? I give up. She's deep in thought about something.
Detective Wright's strong sense of justice really surprised me.
He's even truly concerned about Prosecutor Blackquill, too.
I bet it annoys the Dickens out of Prosecutor Blackquill, though.
I thought he was just parroting the words "injustice we trust," but he really means it.
I guess I should be careful to really mean it when I say objection, too.
You mean you sometimes say it for no reason? Well, Phoenix, we've all been there, haven't we? Now, Athena, this is my badge. There are many like it, but this one's mine.
My badge is starting to look pretty good on me, don't you think?
It suits you well. I'm starting to feel like it gives me. I think we already heard this. Sorry. Ba-da-bum, ba-dum, ba-da-bum. We're going to the detention center for the music to stop abruptly. December 19th, detention center visitors room. Oh, my lawyers are here. It must be bad news.
Hey, not necessarily.
We found a new witness. A researcher saw the moment of the murder through the lounge window during her escape. Really? So they're gonna let me go? Unfortunately, it was dark and she couldn't identify the person. I should have known. My stars never align just right, too.
But we got a lead, too, Mr. Starbuck. The murderer had a lighter with an Earth emblem on it.
A lighter with an Earth emblem? Oh!
Did you remember something?
Damn, I forgot to go back and check that photograph that was in the museum bit. Yep, I sure did. Just a little bit, though. Anything at all would be a help, so please tell us what you remembered. Oh, good, they're giving me a chance to go back, actually. Can we still look at the photograph here? I just want to... Oh, how does it we looked at that before? Right, okay, so we now know this is Aura, seeming much smilier at that point, and dealing with Ponko Model 1. So Clay, Solomon, Yuri, Aura. Oh, and by the way, how old is she? Because that might be pertinent. You know, it's not a very polite question to ask. 37. Right, she did say he was his little brother. He was her little brother, rather. Klonko, one of the robots who developed by Aura, who refers to him as Hunka Junk. We've still yet to meet this individual on the far right here, though. So it seems a safe bet that, or, you know, at least a plausible theory that she was the one who was killed 7 years ago. And if her brother got convicted, that would understandably make it be pretty traumatic for her if her little brother was convicted of the murder of a close friend. Anyway, she told us she wasn't on Blackwell's side, but, you know, I mean, A, he's acting as a prosecutor now, so she'd obviously be upset about that, and B, she probably wouldn't just want to tell us the truth, even if she was in support of him, and she probably doesn't support his actions here, because she probably... Well, anyway, I think we probably showed you all this stuff enough. Let's just get chatting. The lighter. I thought I was unconscious the whole time, but now I remember I woke up for a few brief moments.
That's huge! Do you remember seeing anything?
A lighter. I saw the flame of a lighter floating in the darkness. Good. Good, what else did you see? What was nearby? It was definitely the boarding lounge, so it must have been after Clay carried me there. In the light from the flame, I saw a dark shadow flickering. A dark shadow. That must have been... the third party we've been looking for. Thank you, Mr. Starbuck. You've been more help than you know.
If we can prove there was this third person at the scene, and that they're the real killer, then you'd be cleared of all suspicion.
The key will be whether or not we can identify this third person in court tomorrow. At least we have something to go on now, and that's a big plus. I should probably tidy the evidence up a bit before someone mistakes me for a hoarder. So he's gonna get rid of a whole bunch of stuff, is that it? Irrelevant evidence tidied up. It looks like there's only one or two things removed. Well, I'm not sure what. Oh, the diagram that showed where all the bombs exploded. Interesting. I kind of would have liked to have that on hand, actually, but whatever.
Now that we have a glimmer of hope, I'm suddenly starving. Why don't we go back to the office and treat ourselves to a big celebration in advance?
For someone who's highly empathetic, you can be surprisingly unsympathetic. She's just excitable, Phoenix. It's why we all love her. December 19th, Write Anything Agency. Hey, Trucy.
So, you found your strategy for tomorrow's trial, huh? Good for you, Daddy.
Well, it's one step forward anyway. Hopefully it'll give us a fighting chance in court. As long as we can find out who this third person is.
Now let's get something to eat. I'm starving. My vote is for Alden's noodles.
Well, huh? Who's here?
Oh, Apollo!
Did you just run here from the hospital? How are you allowed out yet? What are you doing here? I didn't think the clinic was ready to release you yet.
My wounds are fine. I'm done lying around. Apollo, you're supposed to be in bed. Leave the case to us. We'll take it from here.
Thanks, but that's not an option. Not for me. Apollo.
Next time on Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, we'll be hopefully getting Apollo back to bed. What are you doing here, man? Both of your arms and half your face is covered in bandages. Oh, it only just clicked for me. I'm so sorry that this is his Clay's old Gyaxa space station coat. I'm sorry it took me that long. Or if not Clay's, someone's anyway. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so we made some absolutely huge progress in all respects this time, in terms of story for Athena and Blackquill, in terms of evidence for the case. We finally met the eyewitness, who was kind of super hot. We know that the killer was carrying a lighter. Candace's arm discharged the bullet into the wall upon reaching the scene. And then, of course, all that stuff about... Oh, right, and with the fingerprint, we found the fingerprint was Solomon's. C'est très important. Important? Important. I don't know if that's how you say that in French. Son relevance est magnifique pour la casse en masse. But that's all for now, so next video on the channel is going to be some more Pikmin 4! And man, I can't wait to get into the end of this next time, because I imagine we're going to be getting to the end of the... we have no to-do list anymore. It's just, Apollo, please go to bed. I imagine we're going to be able to get done speaking to Apollo here and get into the case next time, which will be so exciting, because I'm ready to get back. We did all right in the first section of this trial. I think maybe we didn't even lose any health. It was pretty short, obviously, but I am hyped. That's all for now, though, so thank you so very much for coming around. Hopefully I will see you around. Admiral's gonna be out of here now. Peace! But let's get this wall smashed, why don't we? Because it looks like it'll be helpful for getting back. Is that just a water geyser there? That one looks more blue than some things we've seen. Or is it just a bubble spewer, but under the water, I guess? That's unusual. Is there some way to lower the water level in this map? Perhaps. Yeah, an underwater bubble spewer. How about them apples? How about them insects?